aliens take over your body. Gina, honey, there's no such thing as a mantid alien. Oh, really? It's the insectoid aliens. Alien types, and this is the mantid. Now, you may say, Gina, the mantids, it's the reptilians are the only ones that can take over a person's body. Really? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that? Because there's been a lot of people talking about the insectoids, the mantis, the praying mantis. They too can take over your body. They can come in and out of your body. It's not just the shape-shifting reptilians. We're talking about these insectoid, interdimensional species. They can get in your body, do what they want to do, and then leave your body. Gina, that's totally impossible. No, 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 it's not. It's not impossible. Perhaps you've seen some of these insectoids. Well, let me, I want to, no, this, Gina, you just coming on here to do it. No, I'm not. I am not just coming on here and doing it. These insectoids, they're worse than the reptilians. You know the aliens that were in Las Vegas? I had this one person tell me they really think that it probably was the mantids, which are far worse than the reptilians, because the mantids, M-A-N-T-I-D, M-A-N-T-I-S, insectoids, they really don't like humans. They'll eat you up. They'll take over your body. Gina, honey, that sounds so strange. You are, no, 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 no. Let me read this. Let me read you out. I don't have a proper whatever. The mantid, the mantis insectoid. The most of the information about these aliens comes from abductee reports, and there are numerous, some say, the mantids are benevolent. Some say they are, and others say that they are quite the opposite. It is difficult to ascertain, but one thing is certain. The mantids are fearful beings. What their agenda is anyone's guess. Much like the other alien groups, there seems to be a common thread in interfering with, studying, and harvesting, manipulating human DNA. With a lot of conflicting reports, it's hard to know if these aliens are good or bad guys. We always talk about the reptoids, you all, the reptilians. No, this one right here. This one right here. The mantid, the mantis, the mantis, you all. When I first started doing this, there were some people that I had spoken to on the Facebook, because that's where I started. They said if you're ever outside and you hear like, that's them making that type of noise. Perhaps if you have watched any alien-like movies and you heard the sound of like these things with the big pincher mouths, the noise that they make, do you know what it is? Have you seen them? Have you been abducted by them? There was this guy, Daryl Melbarrel. He's seen them. He's seen them, you all. He's been on their ship. He was taken up there on a ship, and in the holding area of the ship, there was human feces all over the place, okay, body parts and stuff like that. He was taken by this insectoid, this mantid, up there to this birthing room where there were these little like pulpy like things, and it was his understanding they used his sperm to create some offspring with theirs. They used his sperm, but they take the human beings too. Now, you may not believe this, but these things right here, there are people who have been abducted by them, who have seen them. Hello, the praying mantis, they eat your head off, you all. Is that what you said, lovely bunny? They're probably the praying mantis where they eat your head off. Yeah, they're going to mate with you and then your head's going to be gone. Yes, like a clicking sound, like, okay. Just think all this time I was thinking the reptilians were the only ones that would take over your body, but no, these things can take over your body too. And They said they're perhaps the most mysterious and unsettling of all the extraterrestrial creatures. You call them a creature. They appear within many abduction scenarios, with abductees reporting their ominous presence. Okay, this is what they do. You hear voices and stuff. You feel something leaning over on you all. Look at this. Let me do this, Gina. You need to settle down. I'm in a hotel, you all. I'm trying to make do with what I got. Look, these beings appear within many abduction scenarios, with abductees reporting the ominous presence of these entities looming over their beds as they wake in the dead of night. While the mantis is not as widely reported as the gray or the Nordic aliens, it still holds an important role within many extraterrestrial contact scenarios. The insect beings appear within mythologies throughout the world, including the Native American and African folklore. Okay. You want your body taken over by the praying mantis. You want your body taken over by the insectoids. You know you don't want your body taken over by the reptilians, right? Well, what about these mantids, these insectoids? You want to be an open portal for them? You want to have the negativeness within your being? Because you got that when you start vibrating on a low frequency and a negative frequency, you start spiraling down. And if there's a negative mantis, praying mantis out there, negative entity, alien, whether it be reptilian, whether it be one of these or one of the other ones, they're going to gravitate to you. And depending on how low you're going to be vibrating, oh, they're going to get in you and they're going to be whispering to you. They're going to be doing all kinds of things. They're going to be hovering over you. You're going to hear them. You're going to feel their ominous presence. You're probably going to see them. And if they want to cloak themselves and be next to you, and if you start really spiraling down, then what are you going to do? Then what are you going to do? No, I really am concerned about them, the mantids. Well, as I was saying, this individual thought by the description of the ones also in Las Vegas that they kind of did sound like the mantids who do not like humans at all. They don't. They're gonna get a hold of you. Listen to me. Forget about the reptilians for now. Most mantids are described as dark brown, other colors as green, and they got black eyes. Their bodies are composed. They're composed, you all. Look at this. Their bodies are composed of a segmented exoskeleton, and some abductees have reported that the mantis seem to be coated in an oily substance. That's gross. Mantis are often encountered wearing long robes in a variety of colors, perhaps signifying their rank, while some are unclothed. Look, although the mantis tend to communicate with abductees using telepathic messages, they have been witnessed engaging one another using an auditory language. Several contactees have described the mantis language as a series of clicking sounds exchanged between the creatures. Some experiences state that the mantids are also shapeshifters, and they can use advanced technologies to create a field around their bodies to make them appear human. To make them appear human. They tend to be overseers, often appear in leadership positions during an abduction. They will be accompanied by several small grays. So now they're hanging out with the grays, you all. Some think that they're here to protect humanity. They can make themselves invisible. If they can disguise themselves as a human, really think about that. If they can do that, and you're hearing these clicking sounds, and you're feeling a negative entity, a negative presence, and you don't like it, you better do what you can to make that negative presence go away. You do not want to be in a negative vibration as it is, because that negative presence, it's going to hang around and it's going to play on your negative. It's going to bring you even lower. If this is not a joke at all. Hello, Frank, honey. Your conscience, it takes over your memories, your genes, your skills. Um, you hit it. People's eyes, they wrap around the optical nerve. Um, you just learned about dragonfly, honey. Would you just learn about the mantids? Um, okay, they don't have very many comments coming in, and we got 107 people, and we're talking about the mantids. They can get inside you. You know how you see some shape-shifting humans? Maybe you can see some shape-shifting mantids appearing as humans also. And you can hear their noises. I'm trying to think of the one alien movie that had aliens in it. It had a really, really creepy sound that it was making. It was ominous. It was very ominous. And I've heard it. And when I heard it, I thought that's the same sound that I heard from some kind of alien movie. What did that predator, is that with Sigourney Weaver? Could she hear it making its noise? It was Predator, Frank Cooper. Yes. You look tan. Somebody looks tan now. Well, it was really hot here. The horses are still outside. It was hot here, and it was like I was on the white sands. No, that's the alien. The alien that make that like this. I'm trying to make it sound something like that. Not so much a clicking, but something like a gurgling, like clicking, like sound with gurgle in it. A Klingon? Do Klingons talk like that? Well, they didn't like humans either. These mantids. No, there's something going on. They harvesting the humans also. Have you been seeing them? Because people are scared of the mantids. It is another world. The predator. That's what I'm thinking. I'd like to know what the sound the predator made. What sound did the predator make? What sound did the predator make? I want to hear it. I hope Google can understand that, you all. Okay. Let me see, because I'm gonna see what sound did it make, because I want to see if that was the sound, and how do they know it? Let me see it. Oh, come on, don't do that to me.
Hello, the YouTube. So after my last,
I wanted to know what the sound the predator made. Hold on. Let's see.
a horrible porno movie, I was fluid involved. So the trick to doing the here, every detail. Okay. So the trick to doing the predator is apparently you have to be me. It's part of it. And there's no like saliva or fluid involved. You couldn't do it with like if your throat was really parched, you couldn't do it. A parched throat.
I want to hear what he has to say.
Sounds like a horrible porno movie. I would not watch anything called.
Come on, I don't want to talk about that. I want to hear him say it.
What you have to do is that you pass air through the back of your throat, and where the uvula is, that's the punching bag. I guess it kind of like flops. So here's the sound. It's great for monster growls and things like that. If you slow it down, I'll do one of those in a second. Or a purr.
Can you hear it?
And it's all just modulating the air at the back.
You hear that?
So specifically for the predator, it's a matter of just opening the mouth wide and doing it from
Let me see it.
from the back, almost kind of a dry way. I don't know if this will make sense. If you're a
Do
voice
it.
person,
Come on, I
that
want to
makes
hear it.
sense. And it's kind of really shallow. And people hear that sound and freak out. It's fun to do in the forest, especially if you have a laser
That
pointer.
sound right there, did you all hear it? That sound right there, the last part of it. That's the sound. Okay, that's it. Right there. They can be around you and you may not even see them around you. You might. Whether or not you're aware, it all depends on what your frequency is at that time. It all depends. And you may be in a different frequency where you can't even sense them around because now your frequency is kind of matching their frequency and you don't even realize they're around you all. Yes. Do you want to be around the predator? Do you want to be around the predator? The predator's like a mantis-like thing. Let me do it. The predator. What is it? The predator alien. I want to see what it looks like because I think it's got this wiggle like that. Predator alien. Is that the? I want to bring it up. I want to see the picture of it. Okay. It looks like a mantis. It'll look like a big mantis with a great big head. Let's see if we can get a picture of it. Oh, it's creepy. Okay, it was like this thing right here. And they look creepy. When that thing opened up its when it took its mask off its face right here, it took the mask off its face and you seen that creepy mouth thing on his. See, look at them, some of these right here. They're like a mantis-like being. They are creepy. This is his face right here. This was the most creepiest. After I seen that face on the movies, I didn't want to watch it no more. That ruined it for me. Where did they get that idea right there? You have to ask yourself, where did it come from? How do they know that it looked like that? Because that to me kind of looked like a mantis. You could bite somebody's head off with that mouth. You really could. Has anyone really sensed something? They look like a demon. That's right. Because if they take over your body, Gina, honey, if the reptilians can get inside your body and take over your body, and then you are no longer yourself, you no longer belong to yourself because they are using you, and your vibration is literally going like this, and you got all this negative and all this kind of stuff inside of you, this violence and stuff, you want to do bad things, chances are you do not have an angelic being in your body and your light. If that light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? You all think about it. How great is the darkness within you? If you start turning into the negative emotions, the anger, the hatreds, the I want to kill, 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 things like that, that's not of love, and that is not an angelic being. That is not of the light. It's that light that is darker than dark that got inside of you. It is one of these types of demon-like beings, negative, negative, negative entities, shape-shifting entities that can take over your body and have it. That's what demons do. You know, it's like when they got cast out in the Bible. This one person, what's your name? They said, we are legion. Legion. A legion in one body. Okay? A legion of demons. So why can't you have like one of these predators? You could even have multiples, you all know. This is not a joke. This is much different than that. Although these are said to be able to inhabit that right there, you all. You get something like this inside your body. If they can take over your body, they will. And then, you know, it's like your body can be used as a host, right? Your body is a host. It is. Your body is a host. And it all depends on what you're going to gravitate to. Which one is the most appealing? It's like the Jiminy Cricket. He He's whispering in Pinocchio's one ear, and then you got the devil in the other ear. You're torn between the good and the bad. No, this mantid is not your friend. If you say the mantids, the praying mantis, the insectoids are my friends, I love them, well, maybe you found a good one. But if you're hearing this sound right here and you're feeling an ominous presence and it's kind of scary, I'd be doing some praying, I'd be doing some meditating, I'd be telling the negative energy, if it's sending fear your way, get it out, get it out. It's not good. Yeah, that's right. No. So this guy, he says he's showing what these sound like. What did, no, you did it to me again. They just keep doing it.
Hello to YouTube. So after my lap,
I wanted to hear what his noise made, but it keeps going to a different thing. It won't let me see it. It keeps messing up, you all. I'll try to click in it if you
hello
haven't
to
heard
YouTube.
him.
The trick to doing the predator is apparently you have to be me. It's part of it. And
Listen to some of these noises.
There's no like saliva or fluid involved. You couldn't do it with like if your throat was really parched, you couldn't do it. A parched throat. Sound like a horrible porno movie.
Well, we're not talking about porno. You just get that.
Anyway,
we want to hear about it.
So what you have to do
Listen to him.
is that you pass air through the back of your throat, and where the uvula is, that's the punching bag. I guess it kind of like flops. So here's the sound. It's great for monster growls and things like that. If you slow it down, I'll do one of those in a second. Or a purr. And it's all just modulating the air at the back. So specifically for the predator, it's a matter of just opening the mouth wide and doing it from the back, almost kind of a dry way. I don't know if this will make sense.
Go ahead and do it. Do it.
Sense. And it's kind of really shallow. And people hear that sound and freak out. It's fun to do.
Now, see, that thing right there was this mouth right there. There's like this mantid. It's these mantid things too, you all. You know, if they open their mouth is probably going to look something like that, the pinchers, and after they mate, they're going to bite your head off. So just forget about the reptoids right now, the reptilians. They play a role too. And if you hear that, that is like evil. Evil. It is. Especially if you're feeling the negative energy from it. Sharon, honey, what you're saying? These things will be stinging people during the Great Tribulation. They very well could be. You never know. Massive crickets that can walk on their legs. Oh. Well, with stings like scorpions. I hope they're not talking about something like that. I really hope they're not like these big old praying mantis. Listen to that thing right there, because that would literally make men's heart fail them if it was something like that. It's raining lizards. Oh, it's huge. Lizards are going to eat the bugs. Oh my goodness gracious. Shalom, kings and queens. No, it's not just the reptilians you got to think about. It's the mantids, the insectoid beings. They say that there are some who are benevolent, and then there's some who are not benevolent. They got big pinchers like that too. Um, Danny Medina. No, I don't. I'm not much of a reader. Are you talking about the four horses in the book of Revelation? Um, the different colors of horses. The pain from their sting will last for 6 months. Yeah. If you start seeing something like that on the earth, if you start hearing more people hearing those types of noises around, where do they even, let's think about this, where do they even come up with that noise unless they actually know of a species that makes that noise? It's like that museum I went into today, the Space Museum, the New Mexico Space Museum, space history and stuff. They had one whole entire floor, the second floor, dedicated to Star Trek and all the different types of beings. Why would you have a whole entire floor dedicated to Star Trek? Is it because those beings, the species that they encountered, are real species? Really? That's, yeah, I don't think it's just make believe. I don't. Um, oh my goodness. Reptiles and insects are the oldest of all. Um, I don't like them. I don't like the mantid beings. I don't. Their energy is it's an evil energy, is what it is. A very evil energy. And to me, their energy is a much lower vibrational energy than a reptilian. Um, that's, that's what I would say. Much lower vibrational one. It's like you could, they don't like humans. They don't like humans. And they cannot even pretend to like humans. They can't. Reptilians can kind of pretend to like humans, but these mantids, these things right here, oh no, they can't, because their energy, they can't hold the energy, they can't stabilize it. They can't stabilize their frequency enough where others can not pick up on. You want somebody like that around you. You want to have some mantids, some shape shifting. You got some shape shifting reptilians, but you better start looking for some shape shifting mantids. That horse is like right up there to the window. Yeah, I'm at this hotel, and the horses are here. They get to roam free, and they're by the windows. They're eating. But I'm talking about the mantids. These like this. That's how they'll force the humans into 15-minute cities. Well, that's cold-blooded. That's exactly right, Janice. Oh yeah, if there was a whole lot of those things around, of course they're going to run into the cities, and they're going to want to stay behind the gates, the high fences, the ones that go up, and then they come over like that with the barbed wires on them. If there was something out there like that, I would run into the fences. I say, keep them demons away from me. Keep those. I would. No, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I did not think about that. That's a good. They don't have a soul, and they want your soul. Next, the featured what? John Martin, the featured demonic creature you must fear will be the crustaceans. Are you playing games with Gina, honey? They feed on our feelings, Silver Surfer. Yeah. They have the same hands as crabs. Oh, they can feel your vibration. Yeah, they can help manipulate your vibration. They can help manipulate your feelings and help make you feel things in a higher intensity level to where you really go way, way, way down. So I'm sitting here thinking you got the reptilians, but then you have this species right here. Which one hates humans worse? Is it the mantids or is it the reptilians? You've tried to comment. Beans, beans are easy. Something keeps my posts off. I'll tell you what, the algorithms. There is something happening with the algorithms on here, you all. It seems like they don't want me to come on here and talk unless I'm talking about stuff like this, because that's what I've noticed. The Dracos hate us the most. But what if that's the only thing you've been reading? The Dracos. Because these mantids, how come we got mantids also? Why do they got, why they got to have some human DNA too? Why do they got to make some their own species also? Why do they have the most horrific predator movie? It's like, that's worse than the other things. Oh, it's not the only one? Yeah. The algorithms are being, the octopus being, that's taken over. Let's see. You missed that sound. You missed the sound. Gina, honey, can bring that sound back. You want to hear the sound of the mantids? We got it. I'm going to do it because he's still got, I got to find out where he's at. Right here, you are going to hear the sound of the mantids make. And it's like a gurgling sound. They go, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to call them. I don't want to send no mating call or any type of call. No type of call like that, because my vibration, I promise you, my vibration is not going down to their vibration. It is not. Mm-mm. And these species know it. Now let's listen to it. I'm going to make it bigger, louder, so you can hear. If you hear this sound out there, you don't want to go nowhere near it. Okay? You're going to listen to their mouth. He's going to do it. You are going to listen to it. This is the very evil species. If you feel the negative energy, let's look at
the sound. It's great for monster growls and things like that. If you slow it down, I'll do one of those in a second. Or a purr. And it's all just modulating the air at the back. So specifically for the predator, it's a matter of just opening the mouth wide and doing it from the back, almost kind of a dry way. I don't know if this will make sense. If you're a voice person, it might make sense. And it's kind of really shallow. And people hear that sound and freak out. It's fun to do in the forest, especially if you have a laser.
The cicadas are very loud. They are. But that particular thing, just say you're not hearing no cicadas, and all of a sudden you hear that. And there's no cicadas around, but you hear that sound right there. Is that going to be one great big gigantic cicada that you're hearing? Or is that going to be something like that, some type of predator thing? This reminds you of the movie The Fly. Did The Fly make that noise, Sharon Rose? Of course, we're more powerful than we realize. Some people cannot tap into that power. They cannot tap into that power. Well, some people, when they sleep, they can make that noise also. That is true. The gators. Wow. The lake sounds in the mating season for the gators. Midwest, honey, I'm not surprised that you did not get a notification. We are having fun. Yeah. Cicada, the gators are mating. Hello, Apple Brooks, honey. Oh, hello, Tony Rivera. They're cutting the live stream here too. They're cutting the feed. You know how we watch when I can share the computer, share the screen when I'm at home, how they drop it by around 100 or some odd things. They're doing it the same thing on here too. They're doing the exact same thing here. They don't want you to know the sound of that right there, the insectoids, the mantids. They don't want you to know what it sounds like. Because if you hear it, and you know it's not the cicadas out there, but if you hear something like that near your window or right next to you, chances are it's one of those beings, and they can shapeshift. They can make themselves to where you will not even realize that they're there. You may feel a presence, and or you may not, because you may be vibrating already on that low of a frequency, and you won't even notice because of your frequency is matching their frequency. Off the hook. They're here in Vegas. I heard someone else say the same thing, that they're in Las Vegas. And the police and whoever else do not want to tell the people that the mantids are here. They come up out of the ground in hordes. Do you think that's what happened? It caught them in their backyard. I heard about that. And they're very scary. They're scary, and no, you don't play with them. That would bring off a very demonic like entity, energy. The Lord of the Flies, because the demons are the insectoid in appearance. They're beneath the sands. Is that when the Scorpion King called out the horde of them? Remember the movie? The Scorpion King? He could become a king, and he was given an army, but he lost half his body. The other half of his body became a scorpion, like that. They're in South Florida too. Yeah. You heard a noise almost like a telephone ringing outside your window, and you shined the light, and then it stopped. You had to get on the phone. TV is freezing your video. I'm not surprised one single bit. I'm not. See, somebody already got themselves in trouble by Apple Brooks Honey. That's fine. She can do it. She did do it. Yes, The Rock. The Rock played the Scorpion King, you all. It's not good. You have even read big praying mantis can eat a hummingbird. That's awful. Apple Brooks Honey, you did great. That's right. An ugly person with a bad frequency. Probably was an insectoid, a bad mantid, and or maybe reptilian. That's right. We'll just call them a bad alien with a low vibration. That's exactly right. They can read your thoughts. That's why you got to hold every thought captive, you all. You do. Don't you entertain thoughts that are, no, you don't want to entertain thoughts that are not good. You do not. You don't want your mind to go down a trail that it's not supposed to be going down. It moved to the other opposite. Oh, wow. Yeah, you don't be having no fear, you all. Yeah. The mantids. So put the reptilians, the shape-shifting reptilians to the side for now, and think about the mantids, because they have the ability to do that too. They can pose as a human, and they can gravitate toward your frequency. You got a bad frequency, a negative frequency. You feeling in a low vibration. They're going to gravitate towards you. They're going to be drawn to you. And you're not going to be the same person, especially if they get inside your body and take over your body. And they can come and go as they please, and then you're going to feel like you're tormented. That's what they'll do. You'll feel like you're tormented. And you won't like it. You'll know that there's something happening when these beings get into you, because we did a video about the shape-shifting reptilians. They can hop bodies. If you're searching for a certain person who had a reptilian in them, and you're looking in this crowd, they can easily enter another vessel, and then they're not going to be the vessel that you were looking for. The same, anything with these interdimensional beings, these shape-shifting, they can come in and out. The same thing can be said. They can enter different bodies. It's like this, the demon that was cast out of the man in the Bible, and the house was swept clean. His house was swept clean, and the demon came back, and it realized, a time had passed. He brought back 7 other more that was worse than the final condition of that man was worse off than the beginning, because the demon came back with 7 more. They can do that. They can inhabit your body. Gina, that sounds, no, it's real. Yeah. You will bug out then. You'll bug out on them. Yeah. Look up the Mantids. There's people saying that they're in Vegas, and someone said they're in Florida. I think they're all over the place, and I really hope that they're not coming out now. I really hope they're not. Well, I got to get off of here. It sounds like my phone's ringing, so I better go. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello, from my heart to yours. Love you. If I can get out of this thing.